Ontario Premier Doug Ford, pictured here thinking about taking candy from a baby, continues to be unimaginably evil. This time it's underfunding social services by $3.7 billion. As a new report from the Financial Accountability Office of Ontario breaks down the chronic underfunding of social services. And it is appalling. So based on the current budget, the Ministry of Children, Community and Social Services is short $700 million in its annual funding this year. And based on current projections, it's going to be $1.8 billion short by 2026-2027. And this is supports for the most vulnerable people in the province. This is people on disability and people on Ontario Works, along with vulnerable children and families in need of support. This is money meant to support the most vulnerable people in the province, and it is chronically underfunded. And the FAO is very clear that this is resulting in reduced benefits for individuals. It leads to reductions in allowance rates after adjusting for inflation. Based on current projections, the average allowance for a case was $11,154 in 2018, and by 2028 it's going to be down to $8,500. They are slashing supports quietly. And the only defense that the government has is claiming that the FAO isn't really telling the truth, which is ridiculous. The FAO shows their work, and so the government did the one thing that they always do, pointed to previous spending to suggest that the problem simply doesn't exist. They increased the budget by $630 million in the past. So the problems are totally solved, right? Because that's how these things work, right? A one-time budget increase fixes everything forever. This is a government that doesn't care. They are slashing supports and constantly flipping money to those close to them. This is just evil. This is just balancing the budget on the backs of social services, on the backs of the most vulnerable people in the province. Doug Ford has no shame.